Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in time and space. We have a pretty good game for you today, although this is specifically just a demo. And it's a demo for a game that you probably need to pay for. I mean, which is fine. That is the point of demos, and a lot of people make games to obviously to make money. But this does raise the question of what makes a demo a good demo. How do you judge how far the demo should go, how far it shouldn't go? But we'll talk about that in the critique section. For starters, let's just show in some of the gameplay. This is an RPG Maker game, so I'm sure to many of you the game will be pretty understandable, but it has a cute mechanism, an interesting mechanism. Let's just see if we can make it full screen. I've turned the music off. Yes, we can, although it's just still a smaller screen. No, full screen. How do I... we can't make it full screen because if you press escape to get out of the options menu, it escapes out of the full screen settings. So we'll have to endure the itch.io elements in the top right window there. Anyway, let us ignore that as best as we can and start a new game. This is a murder mystery game. So it is the standard model in which a murder has happened, there are a bunch of clues, and you have to sort of examine the clues and then decide who to arrest, being the arresting detective type officer. This is a demo version. So they do tell you that it's the demo quite a bit. Introduction, so it's built into the game has quite a good little sort of introductory sequence that we'll speed through. These are the main characters. You are both Officer Guy or Detective Guy, and the dog is called Cleo, who is your brilliant clue-finding sidekick. Cleo appears to be some sort of Doberman cross, I guess. It's definitely a Doberman's head, but more of a sort of I don't know, like a Rottweiler's chest or something. Anyway, let us jump in and go through the intro very quickly. So it's rural Vermont, present day, and we have a number of people talking. Ariadne says, "Russell, I'm telling you, it fell off the castle roof and almost hit me." Ari, that's ridiculous. There's never been an anvil on the roof. I have work to do. So there's an anvil that nearly hit someone. I know this time has been hard for you. I promise we'll go to the art supply store as soon as I finish these negotiations, alright? Ariadne is not entirely happy with that. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Things have been crazy recently for Melissa and I. I understand it was huge of you to take Ariane when she had nowhere else to go. Yes. Enough of the distractions. Russell, have you signed the contract yet? Not yet, Mr. Kramer. I still need time to read it. I've been bogged down writing extra security features. Lord Gallant, Your Highness. That confused me because a lord in America is not, I think, a common thing. Anyway, I'd appreciate being able to talk with you about my concerns privately first. That's why I drove up from New York, says Jerry. Frankly, I don't see why we couldn't do this at the Hack Division publishing office in the city, but Russell insisted. Excuse me, Mr. Gallant, you've got a visitor outside, sir, says Jim Wickman. Fans again? No, it's not the gamer club from the community college looking for autographs this time. Now we've gone to the front of the castle, where there is a bit of a showdown. Leah Ludwig says, you should leave this place. You're treading on hallowed ground. Leah, I know you're frustrated, but Castle Ludwig is private property now. You can't just show up and harass the new owners. I don't know who Vicky is. Honey, what's going on out here? Says Russell. Russell, she followed us from the park. So you must be the Lord Gallant. Listen, why don't you and your wife go back to Manhattan while you still can? Yeah, it seems a little simple. Russell Gallant. Leave now or I'll call the police. You're trespassing. You're the one who is trespassing. You don't belong here. Don't you feel the presence all around? You've angered the spirits of Castle Ludwig. You've angered the gargoyle. Gargoyle? She means that stone statue? This is your last warning, Russell Gallant. Beware the curse of Castle Ludwig, which seems to be her ancestral castle, I'm guessing, from the surname. So, yes. Beware the gargoyle's curse. Lightning, thunder, etc. The investigation. So we have moved to the next stage of the game. Dramatic chords. The following evening. So, Officer Adams is happy to see us. Well, hello there. You must be Cleo, the remarkable clue-sniffing dog we've heard so much about. Oh, excuse me. Hello and welcome, Detective Guy. So glad you made it. This one is truly a baffling case and we need your help. I'll fill you in on the basics. What do you want to know first? Now, I know the movement and controls of an RPG Maker game, but if you don't, I suggest having a look at that because it's quite a good description of them. Case details. Very well, let's get right to it. Who am I? You're a man in need of no introduction around here, Detective Guy. You've already helped solve some tough ones, but even more famous is Cleo, your partner in crime solving. She's a clue-sniffing dog. Cleo can find clues we humans can't. You and Cleo make quite the team. Press S to toggle between Guy or Cleo as the leader. So that's slightly different to most RPG Maker games, which is why they mentioned it out separately. Where are we? Castle Ludwig, here in rural Vermont, was a tourist attraction before the victim bought the place. It's a real castle. Are there castles in America? Big castles? I don't know. It's odd. I mean, America was kind of post the castle era, I would have thought. I mean, it doesn't stop people building fortifications and things, I suppose. Yeah, interesting. I'd like to know more about castles in America. I'm no expert, but there have long been rumors about the castle. Evil spirits, strange stuff. Have fun with that. Thanks, officer. Who is the victim? The victim is Lord, in quotes, Russell Gallant, the owner of Castle Ludwig. It was big news when he bought the place. Heard of him? Even people who don't play video games know about Paladin Dream. Russell Gallant designed the game. Lord Gallant's successful game made him a very wealthy man. Well, now he's dead. How did he die? The coroner is by the entrance to Castle Ludwig. She can tell you more about the cause of death based on her expertise. And persons of interest. It seems the victim had some kind of business meeting here last night. A publishing executive and a co-worker came to negotiate. Also inside the castle are the victim's wife and adopted daughter, plus the groundskeeper. You should interview them all. A small number of other people were nearby too. You'll meet them via the mountain road. There are 8 suspects. I am ready. We're counting on you, Detective Guy, and you too, Cleo. Good luck. So at the moment we are controlling Cleo as the primary person. We press S, we swap around, and we get a firm from Detective Guy. We swap around again, and we switch to Cleo. So the game logic here is that you move around as Cleo, and you see these question marks that only she can see. If you switch to S, they go away. Switch with S again, and they come back, and you walk into the clue to pick it up. Cleo found a clue. It looks like an old library book somebody left here. The book title is Historic Castle Ludwig. Castle Ludwig was built in 1900 by wealthy quarry owner Herr Wilhelm Ludwig, though he died shortly after finishing construction of the castle. That's gotta be sucky, but in the 1900s probably quite common. A myriad of strange events have led many people to believe that Castle Ludwig is haunted. This book explores the castle's incredible history. The clue is saved to your case file. Cleo deserves a treat. Alright, so Cleo has done something good. If we press escape, we see the map that we are. That's pretty good. I should start looking at the body. Alright, so we have a hint system. We have the options. And we have our case file. So clues and suspects. If we look at that, we can't actually look at it again. But it's an item that we have. And so we continue to move around. And here is the body bracketed off. And here is the castle. and so on. You press, you can't actually talk to people as the dog. It'll say here, right, I'm going to talk to Cleo. Right, I'm going to talk to the dog, ha ha ha. Press S to toggle, and we can talk to. US local police have been all over Russell Gallant's estate already, but we haven't found any clues. However, your clue-sniffing dog might be able to find something we missed. You should explore with Cleo as the party leader. This way you'll see question marks appearing on the map to interact with one, you'll discover a clue. Clues won't appear if Guy is the party leader though, so make sure you take advantage of Cleo's fantastic detection skills. Yeah. There is the coroner, there is I think another clue, well there was another clue up here. I guess we haven't unlocked it yet, which is something worth noticing, that there are often clues that that you can't see yet until you unlock them. Good evening, detective. I'm the coroner. How can I help you with your visitation? You know, I'm going to not talk there anymore. As you can see, there. Well, we can't get to it because the coroner's in the way. But there is an entranceway to the castle. But if you try and go through there, it says not in the demo. And also down here, we have the route to the mountain road. And again, if we go through there. Well, first of all, we get a question about the, to sort of test to see if we have picked up enough clues to move on, which I do appreciate quite a bit. And you have to answer it. But if we try and say yes to the map, you say, when you've got enough evidence that you think you're ready to make an arrest, come back here and find me. So that's our sort of game resolution mechanism. Good luck. And this area is not available in the demo. So yeah, we get the same thing if we try and go into the castle, and once we've spoken to everyone and picked up all the clues, it just says you have finished the demo and the game. And I think that's enough gameplay. We've done enough talking about that. I do recommend it. There's nothing quite like a good RPG Maker game, and there's obviously a lot of detail and images and things. I mean, there's pretty good quality sprites and graphics and so on. So yeah, this is potentially a good game and maybe worth dropping however much the cost might be. I haven't checked the prices out, but only you can answer that for yourself. But yeah, RPG Maker games are normally a pretty solid engine, pretty solid designs and things like that. So I think this would have my recommendation. But we are going to talk about critique. So if you've just come to look for the gameplay, then thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like the video if you indeed liked it. I hope you did. Don't forget to click subscribe if you want to see more indie games sort of tested and reviewed and critiqued. I do at least one a day, plus play a few other games, although I'm a little behind on that front. We'll have a time guesser game a bit later today. And don't forget to leave comments, because comments really help with the YouTube algorithms, with engagement with the video, both for you and for me. So it's a mutual benefit thing. Comment when you can. And really, on a personal level, I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to hear what you think about the game, what you think about life. Just try and keep it positive, because negative comments help nobody. And that's that in terms of the gameplay. Thank you for watching. It's a good game. Don't forget you can hold down shift to move faster. Yeah, so if you're just here for the gameplay, see you in the next video. If, however, you are interested in the critique, then I have a little bit to say. Not too much, because that is the advantage of using an engine like RPG Maker. A lot of the sort of game design, I think, is kind of built into it. So we have an excellent options menu. We have an excellent sort of character menu and things like that. Theming the menus can be a little tricky, but I think this theming is fine for it. Let's try go back to the title and have a look here. I mean, that's fine. It's a good title screen. There's options there. You can save games. All that kind of stuff is built in. So RPG Maker, I'm a fan. Despite the fact that it has been used to make some truly terrible games, it's also been used to make some truly amazing games. And I have a feeling that this one is pretty good. Yeah, so I mean, the UI and things is pretty well done. I don't know if you could theme these any better. I mean, it's a contemporary detective game. It's the theming is fine. The sounds are fine. I didn't really like the music that much before I turned it off. But the background sounds and ambient sounds are all they're practically good. Again, it's a contemporary setting. There's only so much you can do with the theming, and I haven't really gone far enough into the game to see if anything else is sound themed because we don't have access to it because this is a demo. The art is great. RPG Maker game, you have to do a lot of focus on the sort of the art assets, but it looks good and it runs in a browser and it's fantastic. Game feeling again, RPG Maker game. It has the standard feeling. I found it quite smooth and comfortable. No complaints, no notes there. And now we're going to talk about the immersion elements and specifically about a demo. And this is really where kind of the reason I selected this game, other than it being a good game, and I'm showing good games, but the reason I focused on it is that the demo is a bit abrupt. I kind of hit the wall at the end of the demo very quickly, and I didn't feel like I'd seen that much of the game, which is the kind of the strongest critique I have. I would have liked to have seen the interior design a bit, and for there to have been kind of a block further into the game. I kind of have seen one map, and talked to a couple of people, and I mean the intro was really good. It set up the game very well, drew me in. I'd like to know a little bit more about Officer Guy. Yeah, there isn't really much there to draw me in. I don't know. I felt like the demo should have a bit more of the game to be a good demo, and really that's the question that we need to talk about is what makes a good demo? Where do you draw the line? How much of the game do you show versus how much do you hide away because you want people to stop playing the demo and actually buy the game. I mean that's kind of the point of it. It's the demo is here as a taste test. It's like if you go to a shop and they give you like that free little bit of a sausage roll or something in the hopes that you'll eat it and go, that's good, and buy a sausage roll. And I think to build on that comparison a bit, that analogy, you do get to eat some of the sausage roll. And I suppose that's the question you have to ask here. Is this enough of the game that I've actually had a taste to eat that I am now going, good game, I want to get it? Or have I not had enough of a taste? And I've gone, well, I haven't really tasted this. I don't know if I want to play it. What are the mechanics there? What do you need to give the player? I suppose you need to give them enough of the storyline to pull them in if it's a good storyline game. But you need to kind of hint that more interesting twists and tricks are ahead in the storyline. You need to go, here is some storyline, here is one twist, because that's what hooks the player. It's like, oh, I didn't think of that. Okay, this is interesting now. And then just a hint that there is something else in the future that is going to be a twist in the tale, something you didn't expect. But I don't think we've been given any twist here. We've kind of, here is the castle, here is the death of the person. I don't know if you'd call this a castle even. I suppose it is. Fortified manor house, really. But yeah, sort of here is the location. Here is the death of the person. And anybody who's seen a story or played a game is going to go, oh, okay, someone has pushed the thing off the castle, and we'll need to find out. Push the gargoyle down, and we'll need to find out who was in the right place at the right time and what their motivation was. And if this follows kind of standard detective story guidelines, it'll be the person that you don't expect because that's the twist in the tale. I don't know. I don't feel like I've played enough of the game, seen enough of the storyline to get that. It's a very good intro, but I think it kind of, some of the intro could have, how shall we say it, some of the intro could have been moved into the game, and the intro should have contained maybe a little more setting up of, I'm guessing Leah is going to be the red heading here, a little more setting up of Leah as the killer. But I don't know, I'm not quite sure who this game is aimed at. I mean, are we talking of sort of detective story lovers or as kids who are trying to get into the detective story. I don't know. It's a question. Who is the target audience here? And I think that also might define how you structure a demo, how complicated you make it, how subtle you are at hinting at sort of future twists in the tale and that sort of thing. So that's really the question that we've raised here is how much more do you put into a demo? How much of the game do you let the player see? And really, how do you tease the player with the potential of things that they might enjoy? Because that I think ultimately is the mastery of the demo. Is I'm showing you some stuff that is like the core gameplay that you might enjoy, which I think we got here. The switching between Cleo and the detective was great. Here's an interesting mechanism. You're going to play like this. Cool, the player's seen that. But to draw the player into the game, you need to go, here is the storyline, but what is this mysterious detail? What is happening here? Could this actually be a spooky ghost story? Could there be a ghost? Something spooky should have happened to the player at some point in the demo, which makes you go, could there actually be a supernatural element here? That sort of thing you see in a lot of detective movies, where they especially sort of the old like Sherlock Holmes type movies and things like that, where something strange happens and gets explained later to not actually be supernatural, or maybe it is. I don't know where the game maker wants to take this, but you have that little taste of here is something that might take this into a whole new world, or maybe not. Don't you want to come and see where it goes? And I think that's what the demo is missing. It needs that little taste of supernatural spookiness, or a dramatic thing. Could there have been a cult? Could there have been the mafia? Could there have been something to suggest at a wider world? And so far from this demo, I've gotten, is this just a straightforward, rather sad and dreary murder? There's nothing exciting to make me go, that might be thrilling. So I would suggest the dev add something weird into the demo. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty solid game. I think it's well done. It's interesting. It's obviously got a good storyline. Even more so if they have got interesting elements that might be unwrapped further into the game. But we haven't got even a hint of those. I did see one of the NPCs say something about, I heard the gargoyle moved. Is it alive or something like that? I don't know. I mean, that's something, but I don't think it was enough. I think you need to let the player see something weird in order to add it to that level. But that's really all I've got to say about that. So, if you're here for the critique, that then ends the critique. I don't have any other useful additions from my perspective, and I don't know if these were useful additions so far, but I hope they were. I hope it gave the devs some inspiration and interest and value, and I hope that people come and look at the game, and some of you actually buy the full game. And I wish you the best of luck if you do, and happy playing. And now I'm just rambling because I don't know how to end this, so I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching, goodbye, and I will see you in the next video.